Make your presentation more engaging, more compelling, and more memorable with great visual aids. And let's face it, that means slides. Whether you favour PowerPoint, Keynote, Google Slides, Prezzi, or another tool, how can you create excellent visual aids to support your presentation? First, remember the purpose of your visual aids. They are an aid for your audience. They focus attention, they reinforce your messages, they clarify meaning and help explain ideas, and they enhance memory and recallability. They are not there to impress your audience, your boss, or yourself with your great technical abilities. They're not there to make the point without you, or to save you from having to focus on your audience. And they're certainly not there as an alternative to the need to prepare properly. Your visual aids are not there to remind you what you're supposed to be saying. There are two important elements to every visual aid. There's the content and the format. Let's start with the content. Less is more, and that means keeping it simple. Put less on each slide and have fewer slides. No more than you need. Distinguish between what belongs on screen and what should be in handouts or on websites or other references. Make sure that you give proper credit for any material that you reuse that belongs to someone else, and be sure to use data and graphs and diagrams fairly to properly represent what they purport to represent. When it comes to format, put yourself in the seat of your audience. How will they see the visual aids that you put up? What impact will they have on them? I know this can be a difficult balancing act, but you do need to respect your organisation's house style and brand guidelines. And yes, I know that there are some organisations that have a house style that frankly isn't great and is going to result in you having the poorer slides. It's a balancing act. See if you can find a way to respect the house style but still be innovative and creative and produce powerful, effective slides. But the basic principle is that big impact comes from simplicity. Use bold colours and images. Unless you're using photos, restrict the number of colours that you use. When you're using text, use big, clear fonts and let your text breathe with space around it. Simple layouts work best too. Make sure that they are uncluttered and balanced. Use framing to unite elements and spatial organisation to communicate some aspect of your message or to produce a pleasing structure to the imagery. Important design tools are things like a focus point or a guide to the eye or patterns. Above all, avoid anything that is pointlessly flashy. Your job is to persuade your audience that you know what you're talking about, not that you're an expert in using every single feature that PowerPoint or Keynote or Prezzi has to offer. In particular, I'm talking about things like transitions and animations, sound, overly complex diagrams, and endless builds and reveals. Of course, there is a place for all of these tools, but that place is where the tool serves understanding or recall. The more slides you create, the more skilled you will become with design. And as you become skilled, you can start to break some of these guidelines if you know what you're doing and if you have a proper purpose in mind. Finally, always check your visual aids, your slides, before you go into any presentation. In particular, always test images and watermarks with a projector, because the way that images show up on a computer screen is not always the same as they will show up with a projector, which is rarely as clear and as contrasty as a good quality computer screen. And of course, always check for errors, and then check again, and then ask a colleague to check for you. Good visual aids can enhance any presentation. Poor visual aids can destroy it. Take the time to do them well and to check them properly. Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it or learned from it. I'll be creating loads more great management videos for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of them. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and in the meantime, keep learning.